What is up, Gear Squad? Chain Gear here, bringing you another video. Woo! I'm gonna wait a little while before we really get started. YouTube's starting to piss me off. I love YouTube. Let me take a step back. I love making videos and I love being able to talk with you guys and chat and hang out. But I'm starting to get real pissed off at YouTube. Like, YouTube is driving me insane. They're making things very difficult for me right now, and I don't necessarily understand why. Like, I'm not really sure what's going on. All I know is that I can't get like Hangouts to work, and then I can't get the live streaming to work, and it's almost 1:15, 15 minutes into the show already, and there's nothing. I'm finally we're up and going. And I hope that people are actually watching this right now. I can't even really tell. All right, looks like we're finally getting some people in here, which is cool. That's awesome. That's what I like to see. But I have been struggling all day. I actually got on my computer at 12 o'clock and tried test streaming multiple times, and I could not get it to work. Like, I could not get this to work, and it was driving me up the wall. Like, it was crazy. So I've got the chat up now. What's up, King Leo? Carbon, what's up? I don't think I've ever met you before, Carbon. Carbon NX7BLR. What's up? But I'm so glad that you guys are here. Jeez, man, I just been having so many issues with technology lately. It's really been throwing me off. But all right, that's enough complaining. We've got 2 people in here. I think that's enough for me to really get the show started. I guess I can go ahead and kind of mention already, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, then you can see in the description below there is a Discord server. I'm actually going to go ahead and jump in my Discord server right now and bring up that chat as well, just in case we've got people who are watching and they're hanging out in the Discord. But I want to make sure that I can get people from everywhere, and I'm going to let the people in the Discord know as well that we're streaming, so let people know about that. But actually, I'm going to go ahead and type it right now. Awesome. But like I said, I'm glad that you guys are here. Obviously, this is very different. This GearCast is very different for those that have been on beforehand. And usually I would go ahead and say, "What is up, Gear Squad? Chain Gear here, bringing you another video." And today we're back with a brand new episode of GearCast. And I'd usually say that this is my little co-host, Vampire Peaches, but Vampire Peaches isn't here today, and it's not their fault. It's actually, I actually asked them not to come today, and that's because I just wanted some time with myself and you guys. It has been way too long. I feel like I've kind of lost touch a little bit with YouTube and what I like to do. Actually, let me take another step back. Really, I just kind of lost touch with what I like to do, period, and how I like to do it and things like that. Yeah, I kind of just miss being able to sit down and talk to you guys about what's going on in the industry and things like that, and be able to just look at the chat and chat with you guys. The last GearCast we did was admittedly not the best GearCast I've ever done. I don't know how many of you guys have seen it before. I don't know how many of you guys are watching this now, but it was not that great of a GearCast, and I noticed it while I was doing it, and it looks like people also noticed it because it had the most dislikes I've ever had on a video that I can remember, at least. And so it was one of those things. It was a eye-opening moment for me that said, okay, I need to take a step back and just hang out with you guys. I just need to take a step back and think about, all right, what am I doing for the channel? What am I doing for me? What am I doing for you guys? So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to take a step back, but it doesn't mean that a whole bunch of things on the channel are changing. It means that I'm going to try streaming in new places, streaming with new, technologies. What's up, Square? I'm glad that you're here. But lots of different things that I'm going to start trying. So I'm pretty excited about that. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and jump right into the show. We can talk more about what's going to happen with Chain Gear Gaming and GearCast later in the future. But for now, let's just go ahead and jump right into the show. For those that don't know, the first thing that we usually do on this show is talk about what we've been playing. And again, it's just me right now, so I'm just going to talk to you guys, and I'd love to hear what you guys have been playing in the chat as well. I know there's not a lot of you guys right now, but let me know in the comment section as well if you guys are watching this post live. But yeah, I've been playing Overwatch. I got sucked back in. Actually, I've been playing 2 games, Overwatch, and I've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes. I know that might sound crazy. Like, Brandon, you're playing a competitive, esports shooter on PlayStation 4, and you're playing a mobile game? Yes, I'm playing a mobile game. But I like it. Fire Emblem Heroes is dope. It's such a good game in a lot of ways. I think in a lot of ways it could be a lot better. I've even thought about streaming the game on my phone just to show you guys kind of what it's like if you guys haven't seen it before. But, I'll have to think about that. And then, Overwatch is Overwatch. And there's a lot of news in Overwatch recently, so that's been kind of cool for those that maybe have, know a little bit about that. Sound off in the comment section. Sound off in the chat if you guys want to chat about, what's going on in the Overwatch universe right now. Square, actually, you had just mentioned that you want to know if I'm going to host the next BCL. So I am the official host of BCL when it comes to PlayStation 4. It's been talked about if I was going to do it for the PC portion of BCL. Granted, I'm not really sure the state of affairs when it comes to BCL on PC, but on PS4, yes, I will be the host for PlayStation 4 BCL as long as I'm there. There's also UVCL. And if you guys haven't heard about this, we chatted about it on the last GearCast, but the last tournament that I ran was hosted was an underground tournament. It was not a BCL tournament. It wasn't sponsored by anybody. We didn't have a ton of awesome, BCL gear or anything like that. We certainly didn't have, I was going to say the cash prizes, but we actually did have cash prizes because we don't usually have cash prizes for BCL. But anyway, it was an underground tournament. And what happened was there were 2 guys that ran the tournament. I hosted it. The 2 guys that ran it were, please let me log in and B3. Now I would consider myself close with these guys at this point. I wouldn't say we're like best friends. We don't hang out a lot, but we work together, and I love working with these guys. They're so passionate about the Blacklight Retribution community. And for me, I thought it was so cool to be able to kind of work with these guys. And we have a new tournament, an underground tournament. And the underground tournaments are now officially called UBCL, so Underground Blacklight Community League Tournaments, which is awesome because now BCL and the underground tournaments are working together. And so now we're one unified family, and I'm really excited about that. So we'll be doing tournaments very often, a lot more often than we were before. Maybe not once per month, but maybe once every other month, or where BCL, we've been kind of doing it every quarter. So every season, for UBCL, we're thinking about maybe doing it every other month, so maybe 6 times a year. So that way we're getting, a good amount of tournaments, every year, right? Maybe 10 or 12 tournaments a year. That's awesome. That means you guys have about a month to get ready every single time. I'm really excited about that. So yes, I will be hosting the UBCL tournament. And whenever the next BCL tournament is, which we have to talk about, is pretty excited as well. And I think that this is a great segue, Square, actually into the BCL or the UBCL tournament, because I actually have some information on what the next UBCL tournament is, how to get signed up. I can do a separate video on this, or I can go ahead and maybe chop this out. So actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and just tell you guys right here. If you guys, I know a lot of you guys I see some new viewers coming on. Awesome. I'm just going to start from the beginning. What is up, Gear Squad? Shane Gear here, bringing you another video. And today is obviously another GearCast day. But I want to talk to you guys about the new UBCL tournament. I've got an image right here in front of me talking about the next UBCL tournament. And that is an underground Blacklight Retribution tournament. And it's on March 11th, 2017. And it's going to start at 10 a.m. Pacific time, otherwise known as 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so the same time that GearCast happens, aside from the fact that it'll be on March 11th, which I don't believe is a Saturday. If it is, actually, that makes my life a lot easier. And it is a Saturday. Awesome, which means I will not be doing GearCast that day. Instead, I'll be doing this, or I'll be doing the UVCL tournament. So that's awesome. I'm really excited about that. The game mode is Search and Destroy, so that's cool. The number of teams, 16. There's 16 teams, and it's 5v5. So the rule sets, it's still kind of got, we're going to talk about the rule sets a little bit later, but it's round, 1 round maps, and it's going to be on Helo deck apparently. So the first map, I guess, is going to be Helo deck, or the first maps are going to be Helo deck. Then there's the corner finalist map, and that's going to be Deadlock. And then there's the semifinalists, and that's the best out of 3. So, they're going to be one round matches. So, for example, if the first round of the brackets, they're all just going to be on Helo deck, and they're going to be 1 round. Whoever wins that round. It's going to be on a neutral host. The quarterfinalists, right? It's still going to be best out of 1, and it's going to be on Deadlock. And then for the semifinalists, it's going to be best out of 3. And I'm assuming it's still a neutral host, not 100% sure. And that's on 3 different maps, obviously: Decay, Trench, and Vortex. And then it's best out of 5. And those maps are Containment for the finalists. And those maps are Containment, Vertigo, Safe Hold, Heavy Metal, and Deadlock, and that's in order. So pretty exciting. A lot of awesome things coming, guys, when it comes to Blacklight Retribution. I know I'm pretty excited for it. And this is another great segue, actually, into more BCL news when it comes to me personally. I've actually decided to change the channel up a bit. And so I guess before we get into the R&R, which is the reviews and releases for last week and next week, I wanted to kind of talk about the channel when it comes to Blacklight Retribution. It's going to be changing quite a bit. I know people are probably already like, well, Chingear, you haven't done Blacklight content in a long time. Also, shout out to Swift King. What's up? I'm glad that you're going to be, I'm glad that you're on the chat. But no, my channel is actually going to have some more Blacklight Retribution content on it. And originally I was thinking about doing recorded videos. So going on my PlayStation, recording videos, editing them, and sending them out to you guys. But instead, I'm just going to stream. I've decided to do a lot more streaming in general, actually. I don't have time to record videos anymore. I think it's becoming stressful. Recording the video is fine, but then editing the video, which is what I like the most, actually, surprisingly, actually not the most, but it's the skill that I want to build the most. I just don't have time for right now, and that's okay. I can't do everything, and sometimes you just have to kind of recognize that. So maybe for you guys who are in the chat right now or in the comment section, who are doing, a school right now, and maybe they're in a sport, and then maybe they play Blacklight. You have your recreational activity, 2 recreational activities. Maybe you're playing one, really competitively, and then you go to school. Obviously, maybe you go to church or synagogue or something. Maybe you have religious activities, whatever. Maybe you have all these different things, right? And you realize you kind of have to pick and choose what you have to do. And for me, I've decided that the most important thing to me for YouTube, or I should maybe just say as a public gamer, is to be in front of you guys and talk about games and play games. And so I think I'm just going to keep doing that a little bit more. So instead of, getting in front of the camera, recording something and posting it, I'm probably just going to live stream. I'll give you a perfect example, and this may be a little surprising to you. I'm actually doing a 6 a.m. challenge. Every weekday, I wake up at 6 a.m., so I have 2 hours before I have to get on the bus and go to work. And I actually recorded a video, and I edited it. By the time it was done rendering and all that stuff, it was already today. And it wasn't because of rendering. It was more because of what I did yesterday. I just didn't have time to come home and then upload it, which is really frustrating to me. So I'm actually going to just live stream. And it may seem kind of ridiculous because I'm going to live stream for like no time at all. I'm literally going to live stream for like 10 minutes. But the video will still be up. And that's what I think I'm most excited for, is that the video will still be up. And so I'm going to live stream in the morning and you guys will see it, but I won't have to edit anything. If people are up, you can join me in the morning. If you aren't up, no problem. You can watch it later. And then when I get home, maybe I'll stream something that I'm playing. And then the next day, same thing, right? And I'll keep doing this. And then on obviously Saturday, I'll do GearCast. So I'm really excited about kind of what I plan on doing. And when I mentioned Blacklight, like I said, I want to do Blacklight content. I can give you guys a little bit of insight. I love Overwatch, and I've been thinking about, okay, how can I mimic Overwatch in Blacklight just for fun, right? Like, okay, how can I create a Reinhardt type character who's like a massive guy with a shield and a hammer? Is there a way to do that? And how would I play that play style? Tracer. She's got an SMG and zips all over the place. So maybe I'd do a max speed build. I really, that's it. I mean, maybe you could put a cloak down, but it's not like she goes invisible or anything like that. So, all these different ways of thinking. She has a pulse bomb, so maybe use a mine that you throw out. But there's a lot of cool stuff that I've wanted to try out. But yeah, so those are some things that I wanted to talk about, and I hope you guys are kind of excited for it as well as as much as I am. I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the good old R&R. The R&R is releases and reviews for those that don't know. I always take a look at releases.com. I don't get paid for this. I make this joke every single time because I don't, and I literally talk like I do get paid for it, but I don't. And I'm gonna actually see if I can share my screen with you guys, because that would be awesome if I could. And it looks like I can. So hopefully you guys can see this. But this is releases.com. And releases.com, actually, if I go ahead and just click on their website, at first it kind of just looks like a generic website, I guess. It has trending releases up top, which is cool, I guess. Horizon Zero Dawn, Mass Effect Andromeda, Nintendo Switch. These are all things that are coming out, fairly popular, and you can track these things when you log in, and you'll get emails and such. And then there's also, other things that are going on, movies. They have releases for everything. You can look at most anticipated. They have games, movies, TVs, and even tech, top rated. My own calendar for things that I've tracked, and then they have the calendar for PlayStation 4 games, and that's exactly what we're going to click on. And this is what I use every single week to see what's coming out, if I'm interested in anything, or if I'm not. I think that's fairly important as well. So if we take a look at the date right now, it's the 25th, and so let's take a look at the reviews from last week. So anywhere between the 19th to the 25th. And what I like about releases.com is that I can just go ahead and scroll up, see, okay, something came out on the 20th, and the 25th is down here-ish. Cool. So did anything come out that I was excited about? Yes, for sure. The number one thing was Yeast Origins and Berserk, Band of the Hawk. Peaches were really Band of the Hawk. Band of the Hawk actually got a 72 meta rating. That means many critics rated this, and the average 20 critic reviews rated this, and the average was 72. That's not bad. That's a 7 out of 10. I'm not surprised. Berserk is another game. The Band of the Hawk is very similar to the Attack on Titan video game that came out recently. It's based off the kind of the Dynasty Warriors franchise, where you just kind of run around and kill a whole bunch of stuff. And so I've heard it was a lot of fun. But it kind of has the same tropes. But as you can see, there are a lot of really great ratings here. 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 4.5 out of 9, out of 5, which is basically a 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. So I think that's really, really cool. I'm glad that the game did well. And I think it's one of those games that when it drops to $20 or below, I'll probably buy it, because mostly it's fan service for me. I wouldn't really get it for many other reasons. Otherwise, Yeast Origins also came out. I was really excited for that. And taking a look at the pricing not the pricing, but the critic score is an 83. Now there's only two reviews here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go to my second favorite site, and that's going to be Metacritic. I'm not sure how much you guys know about Metacritic, but it's awesome. It does the same exact thing, but it usually has more reviews. And so there's 6 reviews here, not a ton more, but they're Dual Shockers. They went ahead and did it. That makes me happy, because I trust them. And so, they mentioned I appreciate what they've done. It looks like it's a great game and that it's accessible. Awesome. But even down here, PlayStation Lifestyle, they say that it isn't a great game, which is interesting. So definitely, it got an even higher rating than the other game we had just mentioned did. But even so, I'm pretty excited about those games. Glad that they did well. But I think more importantly than reviews are releases that are coming out. Again, it's the 25th, and so we're really talking about games that are coming out till the 4th of March, because, guys, it's the end of February. And if you can see here, there's a couple games coming out at the end of February. The most important one by far, I don't even think that this is negotiable, is Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is coming out. Ratings are already out. It's coming out on the 28th. Yep, 2 days left to go. So that's on a Tuesday. No surprise there. And I'm so pumped. If you're in the UK, then it's also, or most of Europe, I believe, then it comes out on March 1st. But 87 critic score, because there's already tons of critics saying incredible things. This is a 5 out of 5, another 5 out of 5, another 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. This is crazy. I mean, these people are saying that this is literally one of the best games ever. It's a masterpiece. That's incredible. I haven't seen ratings like that in a long time. So this game is apparently really great. I am definitely going to get Horizon Zero Dawn. Not yet. I have a lot of games that I have to beat. But definitely a game that I'm excited to get my hands into. I haven't heard anything about DLC plans or anything, so I'm not too worried about that. But really just waiting for maybe a price drop and waiting for myself to get through Final Fantasy 15, because you guys know me, it takes me a while to get through games. But Horizon Zero Dawn, really excited for that. Nothing else is really coming out that I think is really worth talking about. And you guys can see here that March 7th is when things start to come out in March. So we're just going to kind of end it there. The next thing that I want to talk about, for maybe those that don't know, is sales. And before we get into sales, I can go ahead and check the chat really quickly. I can show you guys what the chat looks like on my screen. Chain, what is the first game you upload on this channel? What's the first game I ever uploaded? Blacklight Retribution, man. Blacklight Retribution. Doesn't seem like anyone else is joining the chat. No worries. But guys, if you're watching this after if you guys are watching this after the video, like after the stream, please remember that you guys can join us every single Saturday at 1 o'clock. I had some technical difficulties this morning, but hopefully we're going to go ahead and try and stream a whole bunch this week to make sure we get all those kinks out. I'm also going to be test streaming on Twitch as well to see if that's working. It seems like it's a little bit more reliable, if not a lot more reliable. But let's go ahead and go into the sales, guys. One of my favorite parts of the GearCast is that I get to check out what sales are happening and sharing them with you. And the weekend is usually a great time for sales. And so this is the Critics' Choice sale. I can't remember 100% how they chose these. I think it's like anything that got over like an 80 or something like that, maybe 90. I don't really know. But let's just kind of go through some of these. I don't have the prices for all of these available because I already have a lot of these games, but Rocket League, obviously incredible. We got it for free for PlayStation Plus. If you guys had PlayStation Plus back when it came out, it's unfortunate if you didn't, and that's why you should have PlayStation Plus. But Star Wars Battlefront, very cheap right now. I'm pretty sure that Peaches would probably say that it's worth it at $10. Overwatch, it's always worth buying. It's an incredible game. If you're just waiting for the price to drop, then you don't ever need to really think about what I have to say about it. I think it's one of my favorite games of all time. So, if you guys are interested in buying it, there's never a bad time to buy it, even if you're buying it at full price, but you don't have to anymore. The new Dirt game, which also has the VR bundle involved, is apparently fairly good. So that's out and on sale. Destiny the Collection, highly recommend that. I actually believe that this has the Rise of Iron in it, which threw me off when I first saw it. I'd love to get that Rise of Iron. I wonder how much this actually costs. I can't buy it, obviously, because I already have all of the DLC aside from the Rise of Iron, but an incredible game. Here goes Dirt Rally again without the VR. Let's kind of skip through some of these, and I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys about the ones that I think are an incredible purchase. One of them definitely is Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I actually gave this to Ballistic Phoenix for those that saw the last GearCast. He was here, and so I gave it to him. And so I actually may buy this later down the road because I would love to play the DLC, and I really enjoyed the game. It's a shorter game than Human Revolution, but I still really enjoyed it. It doesn't really end with a great sense of like, oh, this game has ended, but it ends with a, wow, there's more content. And with this bundle, you get all of the content in it, and so you hopefully won't feel that way. But I would highly recommend getting this digital bundle for only $30. Definitely recommend it. The Witcher, always worth getting. One of the best games ever made. Titanfall 2, if they have the Ultimate Edition or whatever, highly recommend grabbing that. Darkest Dungeon, I actually purchased recently. Vampire Peaches, played it a lot. and I really liked the way that it looked. I missed RPGs, so apparently this game is supposed to be fairly good. Tomb Raider, I have not bought this yet. I'm waiting for another price drop. I'm sure it's good, but I didn't finish the first one. I just didn't think it was that great. But I don't mind going ahead and diving into it. Fallout 4, waiting for the Ultimate Edition with all the DLC to drop in price. Dragon Age Inquisition, great game if you guys like those kind of games. Enter the Gungeon, also bought that. A lot of great games here. Let's go ahead and go to the second page. Here goes the deluxe edition for Fallout 4. It's expensive. Still, it's full price. It's full price of what a normal game would be, so around $60. And not that that's not worth it. I'm sure Fallout 4 is a great game, but for me, because I'm just not ready to play that game anyway, it's not worth buying it. Doom, the digital deluxe edition, has all the DLC in it, I believe, and that's usually $100. It's at $50. Still not a price point good enough for me. Because again, I just have too many games to play. One of those games, including Hotline Miami 2, great game. Metal Gear Solid 5, the definitive edition, totally worth buying. I mean, for $25, I had an incredible time with both games that are involved with it. Highly recommend. Star Wars, the deluxe edition. I heard that this is not worth it. I believe Peaches would always say that the other version with all of the stuff is worth it. But I'm not sure. But you guys can see a lot of these games. This is a really great sale. The prices are not super tiny comparatively to some other ones, like maybe Dear Esther. That's a great price point for that. Might actually grab that game. You never know. But there are a lot of great games that deserve high price tags, and you're getting some pretty sizable discounts on them. So I would highly recommend, if you've been waiting for some of these games, to jump in, especially older games like Inquisition or The Witcher. Those are really great games to jump into. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the next sale, and that's the EA sale, which you'll probably see a lot of things mimicked, like, for example, Star Wars. But you can also get a lot of bundles. So, for example, I like these bundles where you have Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2, both awesome shooters. If you're interested in both of those games, you can now get both of them for less than the price of a full game. You can get them for under $50. That's insane. There's no PlayStation Plus prices here, but as you can see, this is 67% off. That's a really great deal for 2 games. And I believe it's actually the deluxe editions of those games. So I wish I would have waited to buy games like this, but I didn't. So Need for Speed Most Wanted, it's a good racing game if you guys are interested. But I think most importantly is that they have this bundle over here, and you can save up to apparently 70%. This is what I mean. Look at these prices. Actually, I have a couple PS3 games in here, so sort out the PS4. But there are some really, really great games in here for some really great prices. I really like the bundles. The fact that you can go ahead and just grab 2 games that maybe you missed, and for a fairly low price, and then you have both of them, and you can just kind of play them and not really worry too much. I can't wait for Battlefield 1 to drop even lower in price. Here's the Ultimate Edition being more expensive than a normal game. Again, I don't want that, and so I'm just waiting again for this to drop in price. This is interesting. Titanfall 2 Angel City's Most Wanted bundle. I actually don't know what this is. I didn't realize that there was DLC, unless this is just a bundle for Titanfall 2. But it doesn't seem like it. Looks like this is probably DLC. Looks like it's cosmetics and things like that. Interesting. Well, anyway, so those are most of the sales. The only other thing I kind of just wanted to mention is, if you guys are still interested in other things and other sales that aren't like, so for example, if you click on the save tab up here, you can see that there are two massive sales, and that's the Critics' Choice and in the EA sale, but there's also a ton of other deals going on. And I always like to kind of point those out. And I'm always talking about the PS4 deals, but there's also Vita deals and things like that. So, always keep your eyes open for those. For example, Shovel Knight is on sale. I didn't know Shovel Knight was on sale because, again, it wasn't in where I had showed you guys before. It wasn't in those 2 deals, those 2 sales, but it's on sale here in the deals section. So just things to mention. But that's basically it when it comes to, talking about those things. Oh, man, you guys cannot see this, can you? Present to everyone. I never was able to show you any of that. Man, that's frustrating. You got to love this. God, you got to love technology. Well, I went through them. I hope that was helpful. I know you guys probably were literally just looking at a black screen. I don't know. If you guys are on, I'm opening up the chat now. So I don't know if you guys were able to see that or not. Let me let me know in the comment section, or let me know in the chat if you guys were able to see those things. What's up, by the way? There are a lot of people who joined. Butter Brian, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, Butter Brian. Swift Thing, glad to see that you're back. Oh, Dark, nice to see you as well. Butter Brian mentioned Fallout 4 is a good sandbox game, not a good RPG. Woo! Shots fired. But yeah, I hope you guys were able to see all of that. Either way, I'm glad that we were able to talk about it. But yeah. I mean, we're kind of getting up on 45 here, 145, and I plan on closing this out at 2 o'clock. So I just kind of wanted to mention that because I'm doing GearCast by myself now, at least for the next couple GearCasts, I'll be able to answer your guys' questions a lot more and a lot easier. So if you guys ever want to do some Q&A, we don't need to do a separate Q&A video. Let me know in the chat here or in the comment section. If you guys are watching this later, which apparently you guys are watching these GearCasts, I was looking at the statistics the other day, and my views shot up on my last video, and so did the likes. So that was always nice, especially seeing that a lot of people had disliked it because I wasn't able to chat with people in the chat. So, you know, if you guys ever have questions, please put them in the chat or the comment section. So yeah, just thought I wanted to mention that because I can always talk about them in the next GearCast, or I can talk to you guys about them obviously here live. That's really it when it comes to the R&R, the reviews and the releases, and the sales. Of course, the only other thing that I wanted to mention before we kind of end this out, I didn't have an actual topic today, and that's because I just wanted to make sure everything was working, kind of get you guys used to it just being you guys and myself, is the fact that hopefully I will be streaming, as I mentioned, later this week, if not later today, on Twitch. I'll be doing it on Twitch. I'll be streaming on YouTube. I'm going to be doing a lot of test streaming. So if you see a whole bunch of random test streams up, feel free to jump in and hang out for a bit. I'll be test streaming, what is that? Ghost Recon Wildlands beta. It's an open beta right now. So I'll hopefully be dropping in with random friends around. Might be doing it by myself again just to kind of check it out. The game is definitely way more fun with more than one person though. But if you kind of want to do it all by yourself, you can. But I'll also be streaming some PC games as well, probably by myself for a bit. Maybe I can get my roommate, Anthony Eintaxi, on, see if maybe we can go ahead and try and test stream some games together, see if we can get like vocal things going where we can hear both of us. But there's a lot of things that I want to try because I want to start streaming a lot more. But that's really all I really wanted to mention. I don't have, again, like I said, I don't have too much of a topic. The only things that really kind of shouted out to me this week, I've been so busy, is personal stuff in my own life. And I think the most important thing is, you know, Overwatch. A lot of new Overwatch stuff that's being rumored, probably going to come out next week on Tuesday. So exciting. All right, guys, that's basically it. We're actually going to go ahead and stop the GearCast. I'm glad. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was shorter than usual. Literally, it was only about a half an hour. But again, I wanted to give you guys the information. I wanted to share with you guys the R&R and the sales. So like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. And it's okay if you guys dislike it, but please let me know why in the comment section, not the chat. The comments, because after the chat is done, it's done. It's gone, and I'll never see it again. But for the comment section, they're always there, and I can look at them and give feedback, get feedback. So that's really exciting for me. So like I said, like if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Let me know why you guys are feeling however you're feeling in the comment section below. Watch out for streams. Hit that notification button if you guys. Whoa, who's Fluffy Piggies? I don't think I've ever met you in my life, Fluffy Piggies, 19, BLR, but you are BLR. But thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, you know, catch out. If you guys click the notification button right next to the subscribe button, I hope that you guys can check out some of the streams that I do today and tomorrow probably and later on as well. So, yeah, no, Butter Brian, it was great to see you as well. And everybody else in the chat, thank you so much, whether you were here early, whether you were here late, whatever. And if you guys are watching this, obviously post live. Thank you so much for checking it out. I love recorded, edited content. I just can't do it right now, and it's more important for me to be in front of you guys and actually be able to chat and hang out and create content for you guys. So that's basically it. I'll see you guys online. Again, probably streaming a whole bunch of random stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot, guys.